You set 3 alarms last night. You knew you only needed one. But something in you couldn't trust it. Something in you kept thinking, what if it fails? What if you miss it? What if something goes wrong while you sleep? That feeling is not anxiety. It is not a flaw in your personality. It is 300,000 years old, and it is running your life far more than you realize. Here is the truth your brain has never told you. It was not built for the world you live in. It was built for a world that no longer exists. A world of open plains, predators in the dark, strangers who might kill you, and food that might disappear tomorrow. That world is gone. Your brain did not get the message. Every decision you make today, every worry you carry, every impulse you feel, every time you check your phone for no reason, is being filtered through a piece of hardware designed for a life you have never lived. Neuroscientist David Eagleman describes the human brain as a machine shaped by the dead. Every instinct you have was carved into your neural architecture by ancestors who faced problems you will never face. The brain you use to navigate traffic, manage your inbox, and scroll through social media is, at its core, a survival organ. It is extraordinarily good at keeping you alive in a dangerous, unpredictable world. The problem is that your world is no longer dangerous or unpredictable in the ways it was designed to handle. And that mismatch is the source of almost everything that quietly exhausts you. Think about the last time you felt a spike of fear reading the news. Nothing happened to you. No predator moved. No threat entered the room. You read words on a glowing screen and your body responded as if something had. Your heart rate shifted. Your focus narrowed. Your stomach tightened. Your ancient brain registered danger and began preparing you to fight or run from something that existed only as pixels. This is not a metaphor. It is neurochemistry. The threat detection system in your brain, centered in a small almond-shaped structure called the amygdala, cannot reliably distinguish between a lion in the grass and a hostile email. It was not designed to. When your ancestors lived in small bands on the African savanna, the cost of underreacting to a threat was death. The cost of overreacting was a wasted sprint. Over millions of years, natural selection built a brain with a strong bias toward overreaction. That brain is yours. Psychologist Rick Hanson describes this as the brain's negativity bias. The tendency to register negative experiences more strongly, more quickly, and more lastingly than positive ones. He puts it simply, the brain is like Velcro for bad experiences and Teflon for good ones. An insult lands and stays for hours. A compliment fades in minutes. A risk feels more vivid than an opportunity of equal size. You are not being dramatic when bad things dominate your attention. You are being human. You are doing exactly what your brain was built to do, and it goes deeper than emotion. Your brain manages your body's resources using a system calibrated for scarcity. For nearly all of human history, your ancestors did not know when they would eat next. Food was not reliable. Calories had to be stored whenever possible. This is why you find it almost impossible to stop eating something sweet or fatty once you have started. Your brain is not weak. It is doing its job. It is flooding you with dopamine and overriding your rational objection because, for 99% of human history, the rational objection would have been wrong. When you find sugar, you eat it. All of it. Because tomorrow there might not be any. You live in a world of constant, nearly unlimited food. Your brain lives in a world where the next meal is never guaranteed. That is not a failure of willpower. It is a collision between biology and civilization. The same logic applies to status. You check your social media more times each day than you can count. You feel a quiet unease when someone else gets recognition you believe you deserved. You replay social slights in your mind long after the moment has passed. This is not vanity. In a small ancestral band, social status was survival. Being low status meant fewer resources, less protection, worse reproductive outcomes. Being excluded from the group meant death. The anxiety you feel when you sense social disapproval is the same anxiety your ancestor felt when the group began to turn against them. Your brain cannot tell the difference. The stakes feel life or death because, once, they were. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar discovered that the human brain evolved to manage social groups of approximately 150 people. This is now called Dunbar's number. Your neocortex, the thinking, social part of your brain, has the processing capacity to track roughly 150 meaningful relationships at once. The names, the histories, the debts, the loyalties, the threats. That is the social world your brain was built for. You now have access to millions of people. You follow strangers. You read about the lives of people you will never meet. Your brain tries to process all of it the same way it would process a member of your tribe. It cannot keep up. What feels like social exhaustion in the modern world is often just a brain trying to manage a social environment thousands of times larger than the one it was designed for. Evolutionary biologist Marlene Zuk calls this mismatch. The gap between the environment your body was shaped for and the environment you actually inhabit. It shows up everywhere you look. You crave movement but sit for 12 hours. You need deep sleep, but your brain treats artificial light as a signal that the sun is still up. You are built for a world of short bursts of acute stress, the chase, the escape, the resolution. But you live in a world of chronic low-level stress that never fully resolves. Your cortisol system was designed to spike, do its job, and return to baseline. Instead, it is elevated almost constantly, and over time, that wears the body down in ways your ancestors never experienced. None of this means you are broken. It means you are ancient. You are carrying a mind that was forged in fire and famine and real danger, and you are trying to use it to navigate a world of office politics, mortgage rates, and notification alerts. The friction is not a character flaw. It is physics. The 3 alarms you set last night were not irrational. They were logical. They were the product of a brain doing exactly what it evolved to do. Anticipate threats, prepare for failure, guard against the worst. Your brain does not know that your phone will probably not fail. It does not know that you are safe. It only knows that once, a very long time ago, letting your guard down could mean not waking up at all. You are not anxious. You are not weak. You are not bad at modern life. You are a cave person in a world of alarms. And every morning you wake up, manage the fear, and navigate a civilization your ancestors could not have imagined. That is not a limitation. That is the most extraordinary thing you have ever done. Tonight, when you set your alarms, all 3 of them, you will know exactly why.